Hey guys, welcome to our place. Here's my son Kelvin.
Hi.
So we're gonna be making. I started out a little earlier so that I could get one dough going, so that by the time we reach that stage, I'll be able to. Actually, I'll have to divide it up right now, so that I can bake them when it comes to that time. Yeah. So the handy little helper is here, and he's gonna be working with me, and we're going to make these hot cross buns. I'm going to run you through the ingredients now. So we've got raisins, which I soaked up in hot water. There's butter, there's powdered sugar, there's yeast, there's a quarter cup of milk, there's a half cup of milk, there's sugar as we need. We've got cinnamon and nutmeg. We've got some salt. We've got one egg for the egg wash. We've got one egg that goes into the batter. Now, I shared a recipe on my Instagram handle yesterday, which tells you what all you can get and what you need. So the recipe we're using here right now is exactly half of what we were doing earlier. The other half we just prepped up a little earlier, and this has nicely doubled in size now. And so let's get going. We'll start making the first lot. After I divide this into little bits, I'm just going to hand over the phone to my wife so that she can shoot this. Can you get the flour? And the brush? Yeah. So to start doing this, we're going to need to flour the surface. Can you start brushing this with butter? You know how to do this?
Yeah. I'll just get the brush.
Yeah. It's right there for you.
I'll get you.
In the meantime, I'm also going to switch on the oven to 190 degrees top and bottom heat. Now, one thing to remember when you're working with kids in the kitchen, always be careful about hot things. Use a cloth, keep them away from it, don't let them touch the hot surfaces, help them out with that. It's a good, they could hurt themselves, So I've got this lovely fluffy dough here now, which I'm just knocking back, so to say, into this little roll. And then I'm going to divide it into a few pieces and roll out nice little dough balls. Yep, so we got about 6, that's what we wanted. Nicely roll them. You can see that I'm using a claw-like effect of my hand so that I can nicely knead it and tuck it in at the same time. So got these little balls going. Very little pressure, you don't need to put too much pressure on them. There's 5 and there's 6. In the meantime, Kelvin's neatly greased up this baking dish.
I
So
think
Kel,
there's spot here.
hey, you missed the spot. Alright. Spread it fast. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So then can you now put this away? And can you place these into the bowl? Not too far apart.
Gently.
Gently lift.
Like how you do the cookies?
Yeah. No tapping. Just put them in.
It's 5 o'clock, so you want to run everyone through the ingredients now? Since this is...
Okay, that's a little tiny one. Is that for you? Okay, so we need to put these away now. We'll let them rest for another half an hour. And that's when I'll show you how we got to this stage, okay? So we're going to cover this up with a nice clean cloth. And Kel, will you put it away in the corner? Yeah. That's gone. Now let's clean up here and get to work.
Sweetie, there's a cloth right behind you.
Yeah. You can now just push it to the side because we'll be doing this again, so no point in completely cleaning it up. Oops. Okay. Alright. Done. Okay, so now we gotta get into making this dough, this batter, yeah? So before everything else, what we did was we took these raisins and we soaked them in hot water so that they become nice and puffy. Now I need some warm milk.
Warm milk.
Just about 5-7 seconds,
Yeah.
and it'll be hot. And into this warm milk, we're gonna add some.
Kelly, say hi. Tell everyone your name.
Hi, my name's Kelvin.
Alright, back to work. Add half a teaspoon. Half.
Measuring.
Alright, you want a measuring spoon?
Yeah.
Alright. Here you go. 1, 2, half a teaspoon. Now full. Yep, in there. And then the yeast.
Can you repeat this, Viraf? This was how much milk?
This was a 1/4 cup of milk.
Cold milk.
Warm milk.
Warm milk.
Then half a teaspoon of sugar. And now 3/4 teaspoons of yeast. Instant yeast. Put it in. Put it all in. Yeah. Now give it a nice stir. Gentle one. Yep.
Gentle. This baby's gonna start living now, yeah?
Give it a stir so it all goes in. Yep. What's the sugar for, Kelvin?
The
Sugar is food for these guys, for the yeast. Let me just get all that in there. So now these guys need to sit for a little while. In the meantime, let's get the other stuff going, yeah?
Don't tell Papa.
What? What's that? Okay. I'm going to need you to crack me an egg.
Should we call your sister to beat the egg?
Go for it. Don't be scared. Little more, little more, little more. Little more. Okay, little more. Yep. Over the bowl. No shells. Let me get that out first. Okay. Yes, very good.
Lovely.
You can go bin it. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands with soap, yeah?
Come back soon.
Can you make it without egg?
You can make it without egg. It's going to be not so fluffy and nice.
egg mostly gives most of the fluff.
Yes. Now let's get these eggs fluffed up.
Maybe if you replaced it with fat and baking powder, it might.
Right. Okay, so here I've got half a cup of milk. Now the reason why this recipe is exactly half, so whatever I have posted earlier is the exact ingredients. This is half of that because the other half is there. Yeah? Alright, so here's some milk, warm milk, some salt. We need another 1/4 cup of sugar. Quarter cup, good.
Yeah.
And then we need to put the butter in. Now you can put that egg away for now.
Yeah, go get your sister to do some whisking.
I need to get this butter melted into the warm water, warm milk, sorry, and the sugar needs to dissolve. Give it a quick. Hi, Suru. Hi.
This is my little sister, Saru.
Sorry, say hi.
Suru, say
Here.
hi. Come on. You want to do click. Come on, whisk. Yes, that has to do the bigger one. Wow. Done. Alright, Kel, can you get the big box of flour, please? Kel, please. You know you're live, right? Right. 1.5 cups, yeah? Okay, we need to get some. You need to put them in there.
Use this. Put the cup here so that we don't make a mess.
Alright, in the meantime.
1 cup and a.
1 cup and a half.
Can you put the size so I can measurement?
Gotta go all the way up.
That's 1 cup?
More.
No.
Yeah, that's 1 cup. Alright, in the meantime, look at this. Look how well the yeast has bloomed with the milk and sugar. So, can you give this a little stir with the back of the spoon? Back of the spoon?
What?
Just give it a little stir. Hold the cup also. Yeah, very good. And now get it in there. All of it. Just pour it in.
Yeah?
Yep. Anything left in there, you take that out. Okay, use that and take it out now nicely. Get it here. Over the bowl. Yeah. Very good. Thank you. And can you put that away for the wash along with this? Yeah.
Let us sit in, sir. So that was 1 cup, you need 1.5.
And then, now to this, we need to pour the egg in. Okay, and this can go away. Now, start pouring the flour. I'll do the hard work. Slowly.
What are we making today, Viraf?
Hot cross buns. And we got a little surprise a little gift for Easy Diner members towards the end of this live show. More. Now
Do?
another half cup.
Do?
Shall we do?
Sit. Let us sit down.
Okay. Shall we do? And I'm gonna go in with the nutmeg and the cinnamon, yeah? I'm going about a 1/4 teaspoon. So stir. Stir, baby. Can you smell the nutmeg?
A little more.
Yes, stir, 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 stir.
I do that.
I do that. Yes, you do that. Very good. Go,
There.
go, go.
Done.
I do that.
Come on, sweetie, hurry up. Yes, yes, let me get it in. Alright, go back, 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 come on.
I do that.
Mm. Good job, Kevin.
I'm a little stronger since the last time we did this.
Yeah, now you have a sister you carry around, right? Okay, in the meantime, can you drain these out? So, can I have it?
Into what?
Drain it into this and bring the whole thing.
Yeah. Not in there, no, 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 no.
Kelly, Kai is saying hi to you.
No, no, no. Not in there, baby, not in there.
Hi.
Drain it into the sink.
I do that. I do that.
She's constantly saying, I'll do that. Okay, I think it's done, Suru.
It's done, baby. We need to... Papa needs to put a little bit of...
Should I put the bowl in now?
Viraf, can you just recap as to what you're doing, what you're making? A
Yes.
little bit of Hindi also, please.
Okay, so basically we've taken some milk. Hey guys, so we've taken some milk and bloomed some yeast in it with sugar. And then we have a slurry made of butter, sugar, and milk with yeast. And we've added that, then we've added an egg, a whole egg in there, then some cinnamon and nutmeg. And then we basically added the flour. So sometimes your flour can be a little different. You need to play it by ear. In this case, I'm going to add a little more flour, which I kept aside here. And fold it in.
And keep folding it until it's good.
Kai is saying he's on his mama's phone.
So you can see this dough is coming together now.
Yeah.
It's coming away from the sides. Now we need to get those raisins in, but before you put them in, just squeeze out more water. Just use your hands to squeeze out more water.
So, Kelly, say hi to Marzu.
Hi, everybody.
Viraf, a little Hindi.
तो ये हॉट क्रॉस बन्स का बैटर बन रहा है. इसमें फ्लावर, एग, मिल्क, शुगर, यीस्ट और सॉल्ट भी है थोड़ा. इसमें अब we'll add the raisins. Fold it in again.
Why did you add more flour?
I added more flour because the raisins have a lot of moisture in them from the water. And also, all flours are slightly different, so just in case it gets a little too gooey, you can add a little. But this is a good battery, cakey consistency. Now we're going to have to let this rest for about an hour and a half. Okay.
Can you add any essence to it?
You can add vanilla essence, you could add some orange essence, you can add whatever flavors you like.
Yeah.
But we've added nutmeg and cinnamon.
We've added cinnamon and nutmeg, those are the traditional spices. So I just grated them in. You can even make a powder and add powder to that.
Yeah.
Then we come to...
Kelly, say hi to Ananda, Amira.
Hello, everybody.
We'll come back to these. But now these are going to need a little more time. So in the meantime, let's make the
rest of the...
We'll make the cross, the sugar.
You mean the icing?
Yeah, the icing. So here we
And
need,
now we're making the icing.
we're gonna need, let's say a quarter cup of powdered sugar. Let me do something.
No.
Can you be a little louder, Viraf?
Quarter cup of powdered sugar going in there, and then just about a teaspoon and maybe a half a teaspoon of water.
1 teaspoon and a half of water.
Now this is going to be a
And you
nice thick mixture.
should
Can you
be
mix
good.
it up?
Can we add any other fruits other than raisins?
You can add candied orange. You could add some maybe candied ginger to it. Kelly, I'm going to need your expertise to crack another egg and beat it again. This time we'll add a little bit of water to that. More? Crack it more, Kelly. Yes. Over the bowl.
How much butter was used?
Used in this case quarter cup, but the recipe calls for a half cup. I'll put a snapshot of the recipe up right now, so you guys can all have a look at that. Here's a snapshot of the recipe. So that's a cup of boiling water, which we use for the raisins, the half cup of raisins. And we use 3/4 cup of warm milk, which is divided into half and a quarter cup. We used a cup of white sugar and half a teaspoon of sugar, which went into the yeast. 1/4 cup of unsalted butter, but you can use any butter. There's a half a teaspoon of salt. There's 2/4 teaspoons of dry yeast, or basically 3/4 of a tablespoon. 2 large eggs. 1 egg was used earlier and 1 egg was used later. Then we did the 3 half cups of flour, 1/4 cup of ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon, sorry, and 1/8 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Now we move to the egg wash. Okay, can you beat this up, Kim, with your handy little whisk? Just beat it up. And we're going to add a drop of water to this because we don't want it to be too eggy. Yep, that's good. Alright, now we'll need the brush also. So can we clean up the brush a bit?
Should I wash it?
Yeah, you could just rinse it, but all this butter will go waste. So first take out all the butter and then you can rinse it off.
Run through everything again. What are we saying?
So look at, this is the icing. I think it needs a little more, so I'm just going to pop in maybe another 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. I want it nice and thick like that. Oh yes, look at that. Alright. So now these buns are almost ready to bake. Let's have a look at them. Yep, they seem to have nicely increased in size. So I'm going to pop it into an oven at 190 degrees, and we're going to bake them for about 15 to 20 minutes after brushing on some egg wash. Kelly, want to do the rest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can put in the eggless recipe also later.
Yes, I'll share an eggless recipe as well in some time. You basically have to use a lot of baking powder instead of egg.
And maybe fat to replace
Nice, Kellen. Can you get that last one, the first one? I did a little more brush. There you go. Okay, now hot stuff. So who does this? Papa's job, yes. And it's going in to a hot oven, 190 degrees. And this is going to go for about 15 minutes. And let them bake in there. We'll have a look at them in a little while. Never keep staring into the oven, okay? So guys, I hope you're enjoying so far, and some of you have been able to maybe even make some of these.
With the examples.
With the?
Us showing.
Us showing, yes. With our live demo, you mean?
Yeah.
So in the meantime, let's clean up our space and then get ready to eat some
Hot Cross Buns.
When you were a little baby, what did you sing for Hot Cross Buns? You want to sing that? No. Well, I'm not going to tell anyone either then. Okay? Now check on your...
Thick.
Yeah, it's nice. It needs to be nice and white. Yeah, if you stir it some more, it'll be nice and white. Yep. Good job. You can leave that aside now. So ideally we would pipe that into onto the hot cross buns when they're warm, but we're all out of piping bags. Kazukaka says hi.
Hi.
And so then we're not going to pipe them, we're just going to spoon them on, and you can do that, but when they're warm, not when they're hot. Now let's go back to these and see. Seem to be rising nicely in there. Yeah.
Look a little darker.
The buns we just made right now, the dough that is resting here, this one's going to have to rest for at least 1.5 hours or until it's doubled. Depending on the temperatures, it could happen a lot sooner. And as you notice, it's a very, very wet dough. So it's a sticky dough. You can see it sticking to my fingers. None of this is a worry. Don't worry. Once it's time for it, once it's doubled up, it will reach a consistency that is workable with a slightly floured surface. So for the benefit of everybody, I'm going to run through the recipe once more. Here are the ingredients. There's a 1/2 cup of raisins, which we soaked in a cup of boiling water. There's 3/4 cups of warm milk, which was divided into 1/2 cup and 1/4 cup. The 1/4 cup we used to make the yeast slurry, which was yeast, sugar, and the warm milk. And the other 1/2 cup went into the batter. Now, into the batter also went some sugar, which was 1/2 cup, 1/4 cup of butter. There's a 1/2 teaspoon of salt in there, and two eggs basically, beaten up nicely. And then after that we used a little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg, which is grated in instead of having to powder it before. And then we made the glaze, which was 1/2 cup of powdered sugar and some more, with about 1 or 2 1/2 teaspoons of water or milk, depends what you'd like to use. And finally was the egg wash, which was simply an egg beaten up with some water. And now I'm going to go back to these guys, and as you can see, they have almost started to get some color on them. They're looking good. Yes, Zerbir, I can also post the steps. I'll do that too. Or I could run you through the steps right now and you could. So basically the steps are they're quite simple. First you make your yeast bloom in a quarter cup of milk. And how much yeast? The yeast is about 3/4 of a tablespoon. Oh my goodness, look at this one. Someone's eating up my slurry. That is a sugar solution, Soraya. You're not supposed to drink that. Was it yum? Well, going back to the recipe. Then into the batter are 2 eggs, 3 times half cup of flour, 1.5 cup of flour, a little bit of salt, the yeast mixture, and some cinnamon, some nutmeg. And then for the egg wash, it's basically a beaten egg with a little bit of water. And in the slurry that my daughter just drank up is sugar, powdered sugar, and some water or milk, whatever you prefer.
We're sending some to our neighbors, so you'll have to make another slurry.
Yeah, I have to make a new slurry now because some neighbors have dibs on the buns already. Here we go, and I think we're now at we're about at the 9-minute mark right now. So another 9 or 10 minutes to go. Again, really depends. It could need a little more time, could need a little less time depending on your oven. And if you have convection, if you don't have convection, it really depends. Yes, she's super cute. Yeah. So while we wait another 9 or 10 minutes, we're going to quickly make a new slurry. So we did one with water, we're going to just do one with milk. And let's make another one. Just going to quickly get us a bowl for this. Just going to use a baby bowl. Here goes. Now I'm just going to eyeball it. This is about a little more than a quarter cup of sugar. This one. And to that I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon and then some. It's not always easy working with one hand. So maybe a little more sugar because I think I went overboard on the milk. It needs to be nice and stiff.
Yeah, I think the consistency is more important than the weight here.
Yes.
I saw you were doing in Moma's room.
What's a good home oven, Viraf?
So, good home oven is the one we've got right now is really working well. It's a Singer. It's a large one. It's a 40 liter. So it's called the Maxi Grill 400 RC. 4000, sorry. What I really like about it is actually that everything's analog. And one of the biggest, most important things for us is that it goes up to 250. And a lot of ovens in India don't. They go to about 230. And then when we're making pizza, it's a disaster because pizza needs a really hot oven. If you can get an oven that goes even higher to even 300 degrees, that would be perfect. Our commercial ovens, they hit 350, sometimes even 400, so that's really good. But this is a good one. We just got it, and I'm so thankful to Prakriti for getting it just before the lockdown.
Also, the Indian brand was
Say
very
hi.
important. Hi. It was very important that we got an Indian brand because we were very worried about servicing, because if we need servicing, then it would be me having to
Just go crazy looking for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was important.
So we have always, in the past, we've done a lot of purchases which were non-Indian brands, and learnt our lesson, burnt our fingers there, because...
Hi, Fizza.
Alright, see a lot of friends up here, huh?
Hi everyone.
Okay, so let's look at these. Hi Shefali, hi Fiza. And look at that, they've come over the rim of the glass baking bowl now. So yeah, almost there. I think we have another 5 minutes to go maybe. And
Yeah, so what do we do for 5 minutes?
what do we do for 5 minutes? We just wait for 5
Yeah,
minutes.
just keep the sugar away. I'll bring the daughter.
Let's have a peek at this one here. It's almost doubled. It's kind of gone out laterally, but that will rise soon. In fact, I shouldn't keep opening it up like this. I should just leave it in a corner and not play around with it. So can't wait to try these. Here, have another look. And yeah, look at them. They're nicely puffed up.
Taking color.
They're taking color. Yes, they are.
And
You want to say something about hot cross buns, Kelvin?
Oh, hot cross buns.
Hi. Hi, hot cross bun.
What cracker are you having? What flavor is that? What flavor is that? Is it spicy?
What's
What
the
is that?
best food to go with these buns, Fizza's asking. Just eat them on their own, Fizza, with maybe a little butter. Or if they're like a day old, they're even better. You toast them up on a pan. And you can actually even make French toast with them. They taste delicious. Yeah, options are there. Okay, coming back to these guys. And
they're looking good.
they're looking good, and I can hear someone like almost palpitating into my ears because he can't wait. You'll have to wait till they cool down, you know that. Unless you want to eat them really hot. Yeah, so these guys are almost getting there, almost there. Uh-oh.
What?
Someone's got her hand in a jar of sugar.
Oh no. Not again.
Yep. Soru, I thought you didn't like sugar. Soru, I thought you didn't like sugar. You like sugar? Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Nice.
Suru, what's that?
Powdered sugar.
What's this? Taste your finger. Taste your fingers. Yummy? No, you can't put your hand back in there now. I can give you some here. Alright, I think our kids are going to be bouncing off the walls this evening.
Spoon.
No.
Wait, I'll give you another spoon.
Not that spoon. So the slurry we made earlier, it's got this little crust going now. so that's a good sign. We just have to churn it up. But remember, these can't be put onto hot buns because it will just slide right off. You need to put them on warm or not warm buns.
So is someone saying Johnny, Johnny? Johnny.
Johnny, yes, Johnny. She doesn't know that yet. She's too young for that. All right, I hear a click, and I think I'm gonna give it another 2 minutes at least, and let them bake for another 2 minutes till they get a little color. I'm gonna see, you gotta keep playing around. So I'm gonna take the heat up now to 220 and go for just top heat, and let's let that nicely color on the top. Just another minute or two, and you guys can see the final product. Someone's eating sugar here.
Something just happened. What did I press?
I don't know. I think you can press it to stop it. Uh-oh. I don't know what we did. Ah, there.
Yeah.
So is that yum?
Well, you can watch a baby eat sugar for 5 minutes now.
Yeah. And there's one already bouncing around. Alright, you need to keep her away. I'm going to take these out now.
Yeah. Here, you take this.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull these out now and just take a little peek.
Hot.
I'm just going to take a little peek at them and see how they are doing. Yeah, they definitely need a little more color, but what you can see there is they've nicely puffed up. And I'm just going to flip it around. So yes, this oven does have a little bit of back heat issue.
But
So most ovens, actually even commercial ones do. I like how that one's nicely puffed up in the back. Wow. So yeah, just let this go for another minute, and we're gonna be able to taste them. You're gonna be able to imagine how they taste. Yeah, so that, I hope you guys enjoyed that session, and you know, with Easter coming up, I hope you guys will make some, and of course I'm open to questions, so go ahead, type in your question, and maybe I can answer them for the next maybe 15-20 minutes, maybe another 5-7 minutes, and then I can go off and enjoy my hot cross buns. So I'm going to just scroll up and see if any questions are there that I could quickly answer. Someone's asked, Money Mittal's asked, how long do the cross buns last? So you can keep them out for a couple of days, but in the fridge.
If you bake it on Holy Friday, they're supposed to last the whole year.
Oh, so it seems if you bake it on Good Friday, then they're supposed to last the whole year. I didn't know that, but they'll last for a couple of days outside. They'll last for a good week in the fridge, and you can freeze them. And if you freeze them, you can put them away for a good 2 months, 3 months. And looking up for some more questions. Fiza, I answered your question. Anivik16, you asked what is the difference if we add milk instead of sugar in the water. Well, not really. You're just making a slurry. So I did one with each. Milk will give you a different color. Oh, now they're smelling divine and they've colored up beautifully. I think it's time for them to come out. Wow, there you go. Alright guys, look at those hot cross buns. They just look amazing. Put that on a white background so you can see them better. Oops, I'm having a little struggle with the phone right now. But yeah, there you go. These are lovely looking hot cross buns. And there is a beautiful color on them. So as I was saying to Avik earlier, I've got two slurries. This one was made with milk. This one was made with milk. Slightly lighter, whiter color than this other one, which was made with water. Really makes no difference, doesn't matter. So there you go, guys. Hot cross buns. I'm quite impressed with actually my maybe second attempt at hot cross buns. They're looking really nice, I think. All the raisins are popping, lovely color, lovely glaze, and I really hope you guys all had a good time watching these being made. Alright guys, hope you had a nice time, and one last step is to be performed, which is to basically take this glaze, but these need to be warm, they can't be hot, so you just have to mark a cross like that with the glaze. They're too hot right now, so you can see that glaze will just dribble off, but I'm just going to do it quickly so you can see. You just put it on one and then you do it the other way also, and when they're cool that will just harden up there and you would have a lovely sugary pop to bite one. Alright guys, hope you had a good time. I'm going to sign off now and wishing everybody a very, very happy Easter, and enjoy the lockdown days, but make the most of them. Stay safe and stay in.
Cut it open, someone saying.
Cut it open, someone saying. Okay. Alright, let's see. They're too hot to pull out, but...
Let me do it. Okay. Which one? This one?
The smallest one.
It's hot. Oh, give me a cloth. Oh, wow.
The smallest one. They're too early to pull out of the... There you go.
It's hot, guys.
It's really hot. There you go. Steamy hot cross buns.
Yeah, there you go. That's the crumb.
That's a good crumb. Are you burning your fingers?
Yes.
Alright, put it down.
Is that good, Agna?
Alright. Alright then. Bye guys. Hope you had a good time. Enjoy the hot cross buns if you make them, and have a nice Easter. See you. Bye bye. Stay safe.